had to choose, where would you stay? Russia, Botswana, or South Africa?
See, you better choose Botswana.
Oh, I'll not make them out.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aisha Sibanda and today we have a special guest. Woo. This is one of my best friends, my twin, and one of the closest people to me here in Russia. Her name is
Nthabi.
Nthabi Vannessa. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about our experiences as being students who are studying abroad. I am from Botswana and Nthabi is from
South Africa.
So yeah, basically different points of views on what it's like being an actual international student in Russia.
Okay, the first question is, do you speak Russian?
Da.
Usually when Russians ask me, I just say choo-choo. Because the thing is, if you say da, they just think that you're fluent. What the fuck are you saying to me right now?
Yeah.
So I just say choo-choo. But I do understand.
I feel like my point of view is like, I feel like I do speak Russian to an extent because I understand Russian fluently. But like my padeges are like different rules I use in Russian. Cases. My cases could be like a bit wrong, but like the overall point of what I'm saying is still there. Like I could be trying to say like, oh, what's the weather today? And then I'll say something dumb like, what weather will it be today? You know, like just stuff like that, like little tics that like turn your Russian from like a 10 to like a 6. I feel like that's what I'm struggling with. But in terms of speaking and like understanding that, me, so yes, we do speak Russian.
Well, we had Tafara. That's like a preparatory course, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do it for 1 year and then
you start your course in Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, when you are doing your preparation course, they teach you the simple stuff. Like, how to get food, how to get around. And then when you go to, like,
your first class,
you're just like,
huh?
What
is not what I learned
right now.
So it's like, even if you do decide to do the preparatory course, but that it's up to you to decide to learn Russian because that it basically teaches you the rules and like the guidelines. But in terms of what you're actually gonna use in class,
yeah, it doesn't help.
Not at all.
It doesn't even help in the streets because they have like slang.
Yeah. So it doesn't really help, but you know, it's important, I guess. I feel like people who don't really do patpak here and then they try to like learn Russian, it's like way harder for them, you know. So
yeah, it actually helps
a lot. Yeah.
Question 2 is, how much does the lifestyle cost and is it expensive for you guys?
Thing is, we live in Moscow. Moscow is like one of the most expensive cities in Europe.
Yeah.
If you're living in a smaller city in Russia, your experience could be so different than someone actually living here.
Yeah. They always complain, like people who come from like smaller cities, when they come to Moscow, they always complain
about the prices. Yeah. How much do you spend in a week on like groceries?
Well, like now, I would say, oh my gosh, a lot, 3K.
3K a week.
Yeah, if like you're gonna buy stuff that you actually want to eat, like things you enjoy eating, then you're gonna spend a lot. But if you are on a budget, you can make it with 1K.
Yeah, I feel like I spend like between 4 to 5K a week. Just depending on like what are you buying. Thing is, like, there's always that one thing I need, you know, like it could be something very foolish, but I have to go like and buy something online at least once a week.
Yeah, but generally, like living in Moscow is a bit expensive. I think you need about $500
a month.
Yeah, a month.
Yeah,
that's like minimum.
Yeah. Well, there's people I've met who like live on $300 per month, but I feel like your quality of life would just not be as good as if you had the actual finances. But like in terms of wanting to live comfortably, 500 would be probably the recommended amount.
Third question is, was learning a new language hard for you guys? Very hard. Yeah, like for me it was really hard because also like Russian is like the third hardest language in the world. So yeah, I did not expect it, which is like very weird for me because in South Africa we have 11 official languages, and I thought since I speak most of them,
Wait, how many do you speak?
4 or 5. I don't know. Well, I can understand some. But then, like, when I got here, yeah, that's when I was like, yeah, no, this language is hard.
Yeah.
Even now, I can't speak it properly. But, like, the trick is just say whatever. They will understand.
Yeah. Like the padages or the cases, they don't really
just forget about them. Just say what you need to say. They'll figure it out.
My experience with Russian, honestly, it wasn't really that hard for me because I feel like I was so determined. I would study every single day. Like the first few months I got here, I really, really wanted to learn the language. And it's like I would speak, even if I'm speaking out my, I'll still speak, because I just wanted to try. I really, really, really was determined to do it. So it's like in 3 months I was speaking, I was able to communicate. I was bad, don't get me wrong, but like I was at a point where I could understand a bit. And like now I've been here for like 3 years and it's like second nature. I could be speaking to someone in Botswana and then someone speaks to me in Russian and I respond in Russian and then I move back to Botswana. So it's my brain has put its own category of Russian in my head and it's okay now. Like it's not as scary as one would think. It's honestly it's just vibes.
Well, for me the thing is I didn't even attend my classes, so I wasn't that determined to learn this language.
Yeah.
But I would say that like I think I can speak quite well when I need to. Like when I'm in like situations where I have to speak, I can speak. And like when I'm intoxicated, I can speak very well.
Bro, like whenever I don't drink, but let's just hypothetically imagine that I drink, ne? Yeah, hypothetically. Yeah. Whenever I think about drinking, and I become drunk from the thought of it, all the Russian in my body just comes out and I'm fluent. Or when someone pisses me off, you know when the taxi driver is like talking and you're like, like all the Russian you could possibly think of, like just exits my mouth. So.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, was it easy for you guys to adjust to homesickness?
No, you can never adjust to homesickness.
Yeah.
It's even now I wanna go home.
I wanna go home!
You know, go to SA. Yeah, but the men there are trash. What are you doing in SA?
See, the thing is, what I meant. If you're South African and you're a man, please, you need to do better. Because
what was the question?
Was it easy to adjust to homesickness?
Oh, yes, okay. No, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Even now, like for me right now, I feel very comfortable in Moscow, and I want to stay longer, but I also like miss home. I want to be home. It's like I want to be in two places at once.
Yeah. I honestly like. I used to like get so homesick. Like the first couple months here was so hard for me. I couldn't even do anything. I couldn't even like eat or like do anything by myself because I was so codependent on my mom because she basically babied me until I was like 18, 17. So it's like when I came here, I was 17, I was young, and I couldn't even make my own bed. So it's like I had to learn how to be an adult and just be like, you know what, these are the cards that have been dealt in front of me. I could either spend these 5 years missing her and like crying every day and like whining, or I could make the most of my time here and be like, you know what, I'm gonna live my best life. I'm gonna have that, those high school experiences you see in the movies. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm unleashing my inner Debbie Ryan in 2006. Yeah, so the homesickness doesn't go away and it doesn't shrink. You just grow around it.
Also, like what I found helpful is that you need to make friends. Like you need to make friends that are gonna be like almost family. It sort of helps with the homesickness. Yeah.
I agree.
Next question is, if you had to choose, where would you stay? Russia, Botswana, or South Africa?
See,
you better choose Botswana.
I'll not McDonald's.
Guys, McDonald's. What?
No, anyways, the question was, oh, that's a tough one. Cause like, for me right now, I'm at a place where I realize that like, of course, like I love South Africa and everything, and that's where my family is. But literally, that's the only thing that's there for me, my family and friends. So I wouldn't say I want to stay in Russia because I'm not sure. Because I don't know. I just want to travel the world. So my answer is neither. Okay, I'll visit Botswana.
Okay, but for me, when it comes to Botswana or Russia, honestly, if you had asked me before I went home last year, I would have said Botswana. And then I went back.
And then you're like, yeah, no.
And then I went back. And then I realized that when I'm hungry, the food cannot come to my house. And then I realized that I have to pay with cash in a home. And then I realized that I can't text and a taxi will be at the door. I realized that there's so many things that I was here taking for granted that I did not have there. Like if I want airtime, I have to go to the store.
Yeah,
You know, like it was.
Yeah, and also like internet is really cheap, relatively cheap. So in South Africa, I know, hey, yeah, it's
Same in
expensive.
Botswana.
It's those little things that you don't think that they matter, that like when you actually go back home, you sort of like realize that they kind of do, because you are just
load shedding.
please, don't break my heart.
No,
That's
man.
it's a sensitive topic.
Hey, same. Like you'll be there, your phone is dead. No, let me charge it.
Yeah. So I think because of those reasons, it's one of the reasons I'm like, because I've adjusted to this lifestyle.
Yeah,
and going back home, it's sort of like I'm not hating on my country, but it's sort of like a step back. And
yeah,
it's tricky.
It's kind of difficult because when you come from like a third world country or second world country and then you move to a first world country and you try to go back, of course, like families there, of course the people you care about are there, but there's a lot of things that, and you end up comparing psychologically. You're like, hey, but why doesn't this country do this? Why doesn't Botswana do this? Why doesn't South Africa do this? And it's just, it can make you really not feel at home when you're at home.
Next question. How was it like dating abroad?
Why happily? Age. Can I answer the age?
No. Hey, but that's an answer because
yeah.
Hey, Njolo abroad. My advice would be don't do it.
Same.
Don't do it. People who are here, especially the foreigners, are here for the experience here.
To break hearts.
They are here to pass the time here, but once they go back home, forget about it. Forget. I haven't even seen one situation where that stuff works out. And if you're doing it, don't
tell me how you
like
do it.
Yeah,
I don't want to know.
Don't put your eggs into a person and think that that person is soulmate. Because once that person goes back to Tanzania and you go back to Botswana, or that person is from Egypt and you're in Botswana,
yeah, it's a problem.
But I feel like we're hurt, so you're asking the wrong people.
Yeah,
but I would not recommend.
Of course, like it's great for other people. We just didn't have.
Which other people?
My friends.
I'm not your friend.
Okay. Next question. What's been your biggest difficulty being in Russia?
I think like when you first get here, it's the language and adjusting to like a different environment. But academics. Yes. Academics, like, cause now the thing is we're studying in Russian and like it's a new language and we don't really know it that well, and there are so many words and stuff like that. For example, how I study is like I go to the class, and of course like I do understand Russian, but still when I'm sitting in a lecture, I'm just like, what are you saying? I don't hear you. So when I go back, I have to like find the material, try to translate the material, understand, and then after understanding, then translate it back to Russian because I have to submit my work in Russian.
Okay, I completely agree that like academics is a big like problem here, especially if you're studying in Russian. It can be so difficult. But my biggest problem has been like losing people. I feel like when you come here, you're not prepared for the idea that not every single person you came with is gonna graduate or is gonna make it to the end with you. Like, you come here, you have a group of friends, you guys are happy, and then for one reason or another, people pack up and leave. This place is actually, it can be very, very depressing sometimes. Even though like we have access to everything, it can still be a very depressive like place to settle down because of the cold, especially,
and being the minority also.
Yeah, and also being the one black person everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, it can, if you don't prepare or like submerge yourself in that and like accept that this is your reality, it could be really, really hard. So you find that people end up going home and, you know, like people just say, I can't do this anymore. And then you could end up like losing a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
And
you
sometimes-
honestly need to be prepared for that.
Sometimes you do make friends from other countries. That's also like another thing that I'm scared about, because like you have friends from different countries and you're gonna come to that reality where everybody has to like pick up their things and go back to their countries, and it's like,
what's gonna happen then? Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, next question. What would be your advice to anyone studying in Russia?
if you are studying in Russian, please learn the Russian language, because it's gonna make your life
a lot easier.
Learn the language, try to like be part of the culture, make Russian friends and all that, because it's gonna help you a lot, because you are in Russia. So like you sort of have to like immerse yourself in the culture. It will make your life a lot easier, because even with like just going out and stuff, especially if you're gonna go to like Russian clubs, it's like Russian music, Russian this, Russian that. So if you're someone who's just like into Amapiano, for example, where are you gonna find Amapiano? They're there. And I know they are there, but like, you know how many times like when I go there, there's like 5 people there. There's no vibe.
Yeah.
So like you have to like learn to
broaden your spectrum.
Yeah.
Be open to new people. Don't come here and say I'm South African, I'm gonna stay with just South Africans.
Yeah. It's gonna make your life a lot difficult.
Yeah. I agree with that. What's my advice? Just go John.
Don't fall in love.
Don't fall in love. Don't do it. I know.
No. But like, I think if I didn't have the experiences that I had with like relationships, I'm still down for it. Like, of course, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. But if I were to find somebody, I'll be down to like fall in love and stuff.
No, I'm not down for anything. I'm up. I'm up. I'm not doing it anymore, man. Hey.
Next question. Have you guys experienced any racism in Russia?
It's subtle most of the time, and
the one that pisses me off, chocolate means
yeah,
it's a compliment to them, but it
to
doesn't
them
feel
they
like
think
a
that
compliment.
it's a compliment when they call you chocolate. You know, it's like the little things. Like, of course, me as a black person, I notice these things, and like I'm from South Africa, and like racism is a thing there, so I notice these things. And then, like, with them, even when you try to confront them about them and try to explain, they just don't understand it. Some of them, they are too ignorant and they just don't want to learn. So even with they say
they do.
And to them, they think that it's cool.
Yeah, they
like
don't
they see you,
offense.
they see you, and then they just think African American, and they want to show you how cool they are.
And they're like, yo, what's up?
And you're just like, no, don't say the word. But I think there's racism everywhere. Yeah,
I
but like
think so
with
too.
Russia, I think it's mostly subtle.
I don't think like it's so direct to the point where like you enter a store and you feel like everyone is staring at you.
Okay, so there are these people. Usually they're from like Kazakhstan,
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, that's why we call them like stans. Like, because the country like,
all end in stan.
Yeah, so we just give them the name like stans. They're very annoying. Like when you go to the metro, they just take out their phone. They'll start like recording a video.
99% of my racist experience in Russia have not been from a Russian. They've been from a person from the stan countries.
Yeah, and then like they'll take a picture without
and they'll want to hold you and they'll call you chocolate.
Yeah, they'll say all those things. Like they'll just make like they'll ruin your day basically.
Yeah, Russians are not the problem. It's them. Yeah.
Is it easy making friends with the locals?
In my experience, when I first got here, it was a bit difficult. But then when I started having friends and then they introduced me to people, then it was easy. Because what I found is that, like, even in class, because I'm literally the only black person in the class, like, when they first saw me, they didn't know if, like, they could actually speak to me and all that. Like, yeah, because they really don't know how to engage with you. But, like, once you break that barrier, like, you actually see that, like, they're even curious about your country and all that. And, like, once you have like that one friend, especially if you have that friend that just knows everybody, like you end up just knowing everybody. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
What are the stereotypes about Russia that aren't true?
The cold. I mean, it's cold. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's cold though.
It's cold, but the thing is, I thought like it was going to be cold everywhere. I did not know that all the buildings are heated.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like indoors you're not cold. You're only going to be cold when you're outside. And how often do you need to be outside when everything is actually inside? So yes, it is cold, but Russia does actually have summer, and summer is hot, man. Summer is really hot, and we don't spend our days drinking vodka.
Speak for yourself. I'm kidding.
The one about Russians being smokers, that one is true.
Yeah, like
they smoke like the chain smokers.
Yeah, they smoke a lot. I mean, but like with the drinking, I would say that's true. I'll say it's true because like I don't know if it's the people around me, but they drink, and you don't want to drink with them because hey, you cannot keep up. Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If you could describe your Russian experience in one word, what would it be?
Shocking.
You gotta explain that, man.
Well, the thing is, like, me studying in Russia wasn't even planned. It's just something that just happened, and like, a lot of things shocked me here.
I would say blessed.
Yeah.
The reason I would say blessed is because like I was not even meant to be here. Like I denied the scholarship because I was so scared of coming here because of all the things I heard, and then like I cancelled it and they removed my scholarship. And I swear I've never forgiven myself for this because I'm like I could have deprived myself of all this. I cancelled the scholarship and then they were like I should send some documents and I was like and then I just randomly, my mom sent them to me and I sent them and it was already late. It was already written on the website, your scholarship has been revoked. And then they called me and they were like, oh, there was a mistake in the system. Your scholarship is actually there.
Yeah.
And I hate thinking about this because I almost let it go.
Yeah.
Because I was scared. And I'm so happy here and I'm like, how could I deprive myself of this blessing? So I feel so blessed for that. So blessed for this. Of data, man. Of all that heartbreak. I needed that to grow.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thank you guys if you made it to the end of this video. We just wanted to give you guys an insight of what it's actually like being in Moscow, Russia, or wherever you wish to be in the world. Your experience could be very similar. So please like this video, share it with your friends who want to study abroad, comment something you want to see from me next in the next video, or comment something you enjoyed from this video. And please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next video and please subscribe. Mwah.
Yeah.